Hola chicos, today we're going to talk about la hora, which means time. The guiding question that you will hear, ¿Qué hora es?, significa what time is it? To respond, you would always say son las. Anytime you say son las, you're saying it's. So therefore, if you wanted to say it's 5, you would say son las cinco. Son means it's. Las cinco means 5. You use las because it is plural for la hora. If you have 5 hours, that means it's plural. And you're talking about la hora, so time is always feminine. Son las cinco, it's 5 o'clock. If you wanted to say it's 7, you would say son las siete. You always use son las when you are saying it's, unless with the following 3 exceptions. Es la una means it's 1 p.m. This should be es. Es el mediodía means it's noon. Es el mediodía, because dia is irregular. Es la medianoche means it's midnight. Those are the only 3 times that you're going to use es and la. Why? Because all 3 of those is singular. Es la una, 1 is a singular number. Es el mediodía, noon, is 1 singular moment. And es la medianoche, midnight, is also 1 specific moment. So anytime you say it's, you're always going to use son las, son las, son las, son las, with the exception of es la una, it's 1 p.m. Es el mediodía, it's noon. And es la medianoche, midnight. Notice it's la medianoche because noche is feminine, and it's el mediodía because dia is masculine. They're both irregular. Everything else is plural. So if you're trying to say it's 3, you're going to use son las tres. It's 7, son las siete. It's 10, son las 10. Now, the difference is if you are saying at, you're not now telling us what time what time it is. You're saying at, when something is. So anytime you're saying at, the a always goes with the a. The a goes with the a. If you're saying at, you must use a las. Okay, so it's is son las, at is a las. The a and the a. At is a. So if you were to ask, ¿A qué hora es tu partido? What time is your game? You would say, mi partido es a las tres. My game is at. The a means at. You can't say my game is at. Like, you gotta have the a for ats. So you could say, mi clase empieza a las dos. My class begins at 2. So anytime you are saying at, you must use a las. ¿Cómo se dice it's? That's right, son las, with the exception of es la una, es el mediodía, and es la medianoche. The 3 singular items, but it's always son las for it's. Now, if you're saying at, it is always a las, but then you would also have the same 3 exceptions. You would say a la una if something's happening at 1, or al mediodía, because when you have a plus el, that always becomes al, or a la medianoche. So at 1, a la una, at midday or noon, al mediodía, and at midnight, a la medianoche. But everything else, when you think of at, you think of the a and the a. At is always a las. What 3 things with time are la and therefore singular? All right, we have la una. We have el mediodía. And la medianoche. And if you're saying it's 1, es la una, it's noon, es el mediodía, it's midnight, es la medianoche. If you're saying at, 1, a la una. At midday, that would become al mediodía. And if you're saying at midnight, that would become a la medianoche. One thing I forgot to review. If you're saying something 15, like a quarter past, you use the word cuarto. If you're saying half past, you use y cuarto, y media. And if you're saying 45, instead of y, like y cuarto for 2:15, dos y cuarto, 2:30 would be dos y media. If you're saying 2:45, you actually go up to 3, and you would say son las tres menos cuarto, which means it's 3 minus 15. In other words, it's quarter till 3. When that happens, though, make sure if it's really 2:45 that you start with an hour ahead. So how would you say it's 2:30? Son las dos y media. At 2:45. So at, the A and the A go together. A las, and then because this is 2:45, we got to go up to 3. So we'd say a las tres, menos for minus, cuarto for a quarter or 15. At 6:15, again, the A goes with the A. A las seis y cuarto. Another thing to note, if you're saying 7 in the morning, son las siete de la mañana. If you're saying in the afternoon, you would say de la tarde. And if you mean at night, sort of like after 5 or 6, de la noche. So that's how you would clarify sort of AM or PM. So how would you say it's 7:30 p.m.? Son las 7:30 de la noche. At 7:15 a.m. A goes with A las 7:15 for 15 or a quarter de la mañana. So keep practicing. Remember to use your notes that I gave you and rewatch this video. You can also use our Quizlet set. Buena suerte.